Welcome, everyone. Shh. Good afternoon. I'm Richard Reisman. I'm the publisher of the Orange County Business Journal, and it's my great pleasure to welcome you all and to congratulate all the very many nominees this year. Believe it or not, this is our 31st annual Women in Business Awards program, probably the longest continuing, certainly women's award program in Orange County. And we're delighted to see so many of you here to join us to celebrate the accomplishments of so many talented women. Of course, this is only possible with the support of our platinum sponsors and our diamond sponsor. Our diamond sponsor, JPMorgan Chase. Thank you, JPMorgan. Our platinum sponsors, City of Hope, Orange County. You just keep applauding. Fifth Third Bank, Infinity Bank, OC, Orange County Community Foundation, PNC Bank, US Bank, and Wells Fargo Bank. And our gold sponsors, Allergan and Providence. Our silver sponsors, Commerce West Bank, Ingram Micro, and Marsha McLennan Agency. And it makes me proud to know that so many great organizations support women in business in Orange County. This time I'd like to ask our associate publisher and longtime colleague, Laura Garrett, and our editor, Peter Brennan, to please stand and be recognized. So Annette's team, I keep saying that. I got Annette on the mind today. Laura's team puts on this event and runs the advertising department. The Women in Business special report, which already appeared, our weekly magazine, our daily news updates are all the work of Peter and his team, and they will be profiling the winners from today's event in the October 27th issue. And again, as I always do, I want to make sure that no one misses a call. So at the end of the event, please put your ringers back on. And then at 12:40, we'll reconvene with a keynote address from Annette Walker and the presentation of the awards. Enjoy your meal. Okay, it's time to commence the show. It's my pleasure to introduce somebody whose name resonates with me because my older daughter has this thing with her children where what's the best and worst part of your day to my grandchildren. And the bad things are the thorns, but the good things are the roses. So it's my pleasure to introduce a good thing, Brenda Rose, Executive Director, Business Banking, Market Manager for Orange County, JPMorgan Chase.
I love it. I have my husband to thank for that last name. My maiden name was Butner. I know, right? Thank you. Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much. This is the 6th year in a row for JPMorgan Chase being the diamond sponsor, and we are very honored to be here at the Women in Business Awards. I especially want to thank the Orange County Business Journal for their commitment to celebrating women leaders. You guys are all vital to the growth and vibrancy of our community. At JPMorgan Chase, we are so proud to present women-led businesses and entrepreneurs across Orange County. Every day in our business, we get to see firsthand how women business owners drive innovation, create jobs, and strengthen our local economy. Our work at Chase is focused around helping these businesses with access to capital, resources, and networks to continue to grow and thrive. We also work hard to recognize the broader business community here in Orange County. We are diverse, resilient, and forward-thinking, and it's an absolute privilege to partner with so many of you and help your businesses reach new heights. We have among us this afternoon several of the past winners of the Orange County Business Journal Women in Business Awards. So I'd like to take a moment to celebrate these outstanding women for everything they have accomplished. So I'm going to call your names. If you guys would just please stand as I call them out. Please hold your applause. We're going to clap for everybody at the end, but I'll get through them. So excited to introduce and have back as previous winners of the awards, Laureen Driscoll, Sloan Keene, please stand ladies, Julie Hill, Claudia Bonilla Keller, Shelley Haas, Charlene Reynolds, Sherelle Jackson, Susan Taylor, and our keynote speaker this afternoon, Annette Walker. All right, please let's give a round of applause and thank you guys so much. Now I'd also like to take a moment to ask all of the nominees for the 2025 Women in Business Awards to also please stand. I didn't get a final count, but I think there are over 200 of you that were recognized this year, and we are all here to honor your achievements and the impact that you guys make every day. Can I get another round of applause for all of these nominees? Thank you so much. Each of you inspires us with your leadership, your vision, and your determination. Your journeys remind us that success is built on courage, collaboration, and a true commitment to making a difference. So now it's my great pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, a 2019 Women in Business Award winner and one of Orange County's most influential leaders, Annette Walker, President of City of Hope, Orange County. I'm going to try and not go on too long with this, but she is amazing. Annette is a visionary leader in healthcare. She has been recognized many times by Modern Healthcare as one of the most influential women in U.S. healthcare. She's also a multi-year member of the Orange County Business Journal's OC 50 list and has been celebrated many years in a row as one of Orange County Register's top 100 influencers. She currently leads one of the most ambitious and impactful healthcare initiatives in our country, transforming how cancer care is delivered here in our 6th largest county in the nation. Under her leadership, City of Hope opened the Lennar Foundation Cancer Center in Irvine in 2020. The center is the Orange County's most advanced comprehensive cancer center, and she's not stopping there. They're opening Orange County's only cancer specialty hospital in Irvine this year, furthering a bold academic cancer campus that is setting a national model for innovation and patient-first care. Impressively, she successfully managed this project under budget and on time. Annette's vision extends beyond the walls of any one facility. She's established a growing network of clinical care locations across Orange County, making life-saving care more accessible to people and families who need it most. Annette is known for bringing people together, forging powerful partnerships, and turning big visions into reality. Prior to City Hope, Annette also led strategic transformation as president of strategy for Providence St. Joseph Health, then the 3rd largest health system in the country. She's also served on a wide range of boards over the last 20 years. Presently, she serves as on the board of trustees for Chapman University and 2 medical device startups, Renata and CERN. Annette's commitment to Orange County is personal. She's called this home for 40 years. She's a proud mom of 6 kids and we need to update her bio because she has 15 grandkids as well. Her leadership continues to shape the future of healthcare. She inspires others to make a difference. Annette is an innovative and inspiring CEO. Like almost all of us in the room, she truly is a woman on the move who can do it all. Please join me in welcoming Annette Walker, our keynote speaker. Thank you.
Give me just a second. Thank you, Brenda, for that really kind introduction. And before we begin, I'd like to thank Richard and all the staff at OCBJ for ensuring that the achievements of women are both appreciated and celebrated. And most importantly, I want to congratulations to today's nominees and honorees. It's a real privilege to be among so many extraordinary women who are leading the work to shape the future of Orange County. Today I want to try something a little different to share my leadership story. Rather than spending our time together on my career progression, I want to talk about some of the things that I've learned. My hope is that some of these moments are going to provide you with some inspiration. You know, I often say that our lives, our careers are a lot like icebergs. Only about 10% is visible to the outside world, and the rest is hidden below the surface. Above the waterline, everything looks majestic, even aspirational. And if you followed me on LinkedIn or read my resume, you would think that every day was a win and every project was successful, and my hair always looked good. But what a resume will never tell you are the late nights, the missteps, the disappointments, and the hard choices that someone has to make. You won't see the day that I learned that I wasn't even on my pay scale. You won't see the jobs that I didn't get. And you won't see the projects that didn't go the way that I had expected them to. Like an iceberg, the real work happens below the surface, and that is where you are going to find your own real strength. First lesson, don't make the rookie mistake of wearing the same outfit that you have in the keynote. It was up there. I wore that same outfit. It only happened to me one other time. But anyway, let's get serious. Margaret Peters once said that time has a wonderful way of showing us what really matters. All of you have these moments, and these moments stay with us, and they return to us again and again. So I want to tell you about a few of mine. It was April 1st, 2016. It was my first day as president and CEO of St. Joseph Health. And yes, seriously, it really was April Fool's Day. I was stepping into a role to lead 25,000 employees across 3 states, 8 hospitals, and dozens of communities. And I had been with the organization for 13 years, and so I was really excited, and I felt ready. That drive to work, I remember, was kind of pretty ordinary, but as I walked into that big office and I put my hand on the doorknob, suddenly I was somewhere else. It was 1979, and I saw myself in my cap and gown, and I was surrounded by a sea of black robes and was waiting for my name to be called. And there on my hip was my 9-month-old daughter. That's right, a baby in one arm and a diploma in the other. Single and alone, I gave birth to my daughter the first week of my senior year. Back then, you were not called a single mom. You were called an unwed mother. In my parents' eyes, it was the most humiliating, terrible thing that could happen. And nearly everybody told me that if I had that baby, my future was over. No one, and I mean no one, saw that girl graduating, let alone becoming a CEO or a president. But that experience, the one that looked like it was the end of my story, was actually the beginning. It gave me the confidence and the grit that no classroom ever could have given me. It was a defining moment. It was when I understood just how capable I was and what I could do if I really wanted to. I call it my Goliath moment. I want you to think about that for a minute. God did not send David a crown to prepare him to be king. He sent him Goliath. What would David have been without Goliath? I don't think we'd even know his name. Now let me tell you about a little bit different journey of a place that's far away from here. It's called the Camino. The Camino is an ancient pilgrimage in Spain. A few years ago, my husband and I walked 220 of the 500-mile French Way. At first glance, the Camino appears to be a scenic hike, but it's much more than that, and it's more than a physical journey. It's really a metaphor for life, and it's full of surprises and lessons. Well, one hot afternoon, as I stopped for a minute to rest, I noticed an eagle and a crow in this interplay. Do you know that the only bird that would dare bother an eagle is a crow? The crow is bold enough to jump on the eagle's back and start pecking and clawing. But you know what? The eagle does not waste any energy fighting back. Instead, it starts to fly. It starts to rise, and it rises higher and higher in the sky. Eventually, the crow cannot handle the altitude, and it falls off. The lesson? Rise and keep rising. Don't waste any of your strength on crows.
Oh, boy.
The higher you go, the smaller those distractions will become. Now, rising high doesn't mean that you have to take crap. Just remember that. So anyway, I'm going to tell you a story about a crow on my back once. It was a really angry physician who yelled at me. He came into my office when I was a new leader, and he said, "Don't you F with me." Well, despite being shocked, I let him rant, and I didn't lose my composure. But I'll have to confess to you, if I had a do-over, I would confidently and calmly tell him that I wouldn't F him if he was the last man on the planet. Yeah. Well, if any of you have ever backpacked or walked for 6 to 8 hours, you realize that you feel every choice that you make. Maybe it's the extra water, maybe it's the emergency nail polish. In any case, you quickly determine what your priorities are. And life is the same. You have to be careful what you carry in your pack. Failure's gonna wanna come along for the ride, so will blame, regret, resentments, old wounds. And you might even want them there. You might even like them there. But I promise they're not gonna make you stronger. They're not gonna make you better. They're only gonna weigh you down. So I ask you, are you carrying something that no longer serves you? If you are, leave it on the trail. If you want to walk well, walk light, and only carry what's gonna make you better. In my 40 years of experience, I've learned that we often seek success to achieve some of these hallmarks of things that are comfortable or powerful places, visible signs of success. And maybe right now, in the back of your mind, you're imagining that moment when you're gonna finally arrive, or when you did finally arrive. Well, I was there, or at least I thought I was. I was one of the top executives in the third largest health system in the United States. I could do my work in my sleep, paychecks, retirement, they were on auto deposit. I had everything dialed in, and then the phone rang. It was Robert Stone, the CEO of City of Hope, and he laid out for me a challenge, an opportunity. It was an opportunity that, yes, it entailed a lot of excitement, but also a lot of risk. He talked about, though, building something new, something that, if it was successful, would change cancer care for an entire community, a community that I loved. So I had to decide. Should I leave that awesome office with sweeping views? And by the way, it had a private bathroom. If you ever get a private bathroom, it is like amazing. It is definitely a sign of success. But should I leave all that for something that was basically a startup, something that was so risky? Something that at the time, it was really only an idea. City of Hope's thinking about coming to Orange County. Well, my new office was going to be a Costco table. Now, it did have a tablecloth, so a cell phone, no walls, no view, and no private bathroom. On paper, you know, this City of Hope, Orange County thing, it just didn't add up. And in the days that followed, my mind just said, no. You know, for heaven's sake, I was a strategist. I had a great plan, and I was going to stick to it. But there was something inside of me that kept tugging at me. There was this inner voice that said, jump. Well, as you know, from the introduction, I listened to that voice. Yes, my new office was anything but glamorous. I actually had to make private phone calls from the equipment room, and I had to remember to stick a broom in the door so I didn't get locked in. But you know what? It taught me so much that the lack of trappings actually created space for a great vision and for inspiration in a way those other places wouldn't have. Building City of Hope became my passion, and despite the pandemic and complexities, our team delivered on our promise to open the most advanced cancer center in Orange County. Many of the people on that team are here today, and please give them a round of applause. As you heard, we also built a network of offices, and soon Orange County's only specialty hospital is going to welcome its first patient. As you can see, the start of City of Hope was not the most comfortable professional experience, but it certainly has become the most meaningful and rewarding. So, don't get too comfortable. Do not let the trappings of success deceive you. Choose instead work that matters. Choose work that are going to make the world a better place. As James Arthur Jay said, in your life's defining moments, there are two choices. You can either step forward in faith and power, or you can step back in fear. Ladies, I encourage you, step forward. One last thing. As women, we live in a time and a place where we have every opportunity to create the life that you want to have. You have heard, and you will often hear so much advice about building a career, about achievement, success, and titles. But what people will often not tell you, that while you have your head down in the office or the lab, or you're chasing that next milestone, your life, your years, they're moving forward. So yes, build your career, but don't forget to build your life. Because one day, no matter how good it is, you're gonna leave that job, and your title, it's not gonna be on your tombstone. As you heard, my husband and I, we've been married for 45 years. We have 6 children and 15 grandchildren. And yes, I worked from the moment I stepped off that graduation stage. And then my husband has also, but we're a great team, and this is our life's work. So don't just follow the path of great success. Follow the path of love, meaning, and inspiration. Just be the best you. Walk well and walk light. And one last thing. I pray that you will never need City of Hope. But if you or someone you love ever does, I'm going to leave these cards on this desk. Please take one. Throw it in your kitchen drawer or in your glove compartment. And if you ever need it, my email's on the back, and if you email me, I promise City of Hope's going to help. Thank you, and God bless.
Annette said, did I like it? Yeah. We've had over 30 of these, and there have been some extraordinary ones, and it's a who's who, some of the women that have done this, but I can say that no keynote address was better. Just oddly, yesterday I saw a presentation by Palmer Luckey, from Anduril, and he's a savant, and he's also 32 years old, and it was a Q&A, and one of the questions he was asked, because there were students, who said, Chapman, what advice would you have? And he goes, oh, look at this. So Annette had a big fundraiser, and they raised, one way of looking at it, just, I guess it's embargoed still, but she raised a lot of money. And she said, I wanted one of those martinis, but I was just so engaged. I said, well, we'll get you a martini after your speech. So we delivered. But I was saying, it's really hard. He was asked, what advice do you have, for our students? And he goes, I don't know, general advice. Because, if someone tells me their situation, I can give them specific advice, but general advice is really hard. He says, don't do drugs. That's all. He's only 32. He'll learn, because I saw Annette give some general advice in her presentation that is general. I think it applies to everyone, and it was profound. And so I appreciate your humanity and your messaging that everyone here today can take something home. And now, to expedite the program, I'm going to introduce the introducers so we can go through the program quickly. First, Laura Koja-Glanian. That's my kudos for today. Vice President, Commercial Banking, Relationship Manager at U.S. Bank. Annette Walker is also a sponsor, so she's a presenter, City of Hope, Orange County. You know something about her. Lisa Westhafer, Senior Vice President of Fifth Third Bank, coming off their big acquisition. Libby Baer, Client and Community Relations Director at PNC Bank. Melissa Wong, Executive Director, Relationship Manager at Wells Fargo Bank. And Brenda Rose, Executive Director, Business Banking Market Manager for Orange County, JPMorgan Chase. And just as a quick reminder, the last event we did, one of the recipients just took his award and walked off. I said, you do make remarks and acknowledgments, but 2 minutes would be good. Not shorter. Give us a little bit, but not longer. All righty, let's go on.
On behalf of our U.S. Bank Orange County team, thank you to Richard and the Orange County Business Journal for hosting this incredible event. It's a wonderful opportunity to celebrate and recognize some of the most inspiring female leaders in our region. At US Bank, we believe diverse leadership has the power to transform communities. We're proud to support California through philanthropy, community investment, and volunteerism, helping individuals and businesses reach their full potential with humility, integrity, and heart. This commitment has earned us recognition as one of the world's most ethical companies and Fortune's most admired super-regional banks. We're especially passionate about empowering female executives and financial leaders with tools and resources to innovate, build resilient businesses, and uplift our communities. This year's honoree not only meets challenges, she also redefines excellence. With over 20 years of experience in finance and accounting, and a strong focus on real estate and private equity, she has led leadership roles in corporate finance, accounting, and operations. Her academic foundation, a Bachelor's of Science in Accounting and an MBA in Leadership and Finance from Arizona State University, paved the way for leadership at top-tier real estate and private equity firms. In a remarkably short time in her current role at a $1 billion fund, she has led meaningful cultural shifts, transformed her team, and introduced technologies that streamlined operations, elevated performance, and introduced amazing ways for the company to grow. As Chief Financial Officer, she has raised substantial growth capital and navigated market volatility with confidence by contributing to build a real estate investment portfolio that exceeds 3 million square feet of property and helped secure equity investments in approximately 70 companies. Her expertise in tax strategy has been key to managing complex opportunity zone investments, and her people-first approach has fostered a culture of mentorship and development. Her leadership extends beyond workplace. She's actively engaged in organizations that promote innovation and collaboration, most notably through Elder, a leadership group focused on professional growth and peer development. She's also deeply committed to animal welfare, supporting initiatives to ensure no adoptable animal is euthanized. Her involvement with the Pet Project Foundation, which partners with the San Clemente Dana Point Animal Shelter, promotes a safe and humane place for quality animal care. This exceptional woman exemplifies the power of modern leadership: bold, compassionate, and deeply effective. As Chief Financial Officer, she reflects extraordinary contributions to both her firm and our broader business community. Please join me in congratulating Kelly Blair, Chief Financial Officer of Mark IV Capital.
Wow, I'm a little nervous up here. Don't know if I'm really prepared for this, but I'm gonna give it my best. It's funny, I started attending these events a few years ago, and really it was just to meet all of the amazing talent in Orange County. They're so well attended, and it just surprises me that so many people show up to these events and support what we have going on in our community. First of all, I just wanna thank JPMorgan Chase and our team for the nomination. It's been so fun to build our partnership over the last couple years, and I'm just grateful, and I look forward to years to come. I think everybody should be expecting this. I can't do this without my team. You can't do the things and the achievements by yourself, and I'm so grateful that my whole executive team is here, and I'm gonna really try not to choke up right now. everybody sitting at the table over there from Mark IV Capital, I just really appreciate your support for this, and I appreciate that you wanted to be here today. I especially want to give a shout out to Evan Slavic, President and CEO of Mark IV Capital. I, again, couldn't have done this without your trust, your leadership, even if it got a little messy along the way of some of the things that we've done over the course of the last 4 years. I just appreciate that. And then also, who's sitting at the table, Evangeline Spinner. She's my corporate controller. She is my rock. I couldn't have done any of this without any one of them. So I'm just extremely grateful. And thank you so much to the Orange County Business Journal for honoring me here today.
This is way more fun than worrying about my speech. I want to tell you it's a real joy to celebrate somebody who I deeply admire, a friend and a colleague. Her journey has been one of courage, creativity, and conviction. More than 2 decades ago, she founded a company long before purpose-driven became part of our everyday language. She had a vision to harness the power of communications for good. Under her leadership, Orange County has become, or her company has become, see? Even I screw up. Under her leadership, this company has become one of Orange County's most respected and beloved agencies. She has built a firm that truly reflects her values: creativity, integrity, and compassion. But what makes this leader even more remarkable isn't just what she's built, but how she's built it. She leads with kindness. She lifts up others. She's created a culture where service isn't a side project, but it's part of the DNA. Her impact extends well beyond her company. She and her team have donated hundreds of thousands of dollars and countless hours to local not-for-profits. As chair of the Orange County Business Council, sorry, Richard, she continues to help shape the future of the region. At her alma mater, Chapman University, she mentors students and has created the Idea Hall Endowment Scholarship. And through it all, she has remained true to who she is: authentic, generous, and endlessly optimistic. She reminds all of us that doing well and doing good are not opposites. They are actually the same path. I've had the privilege to watch her lead with purpose and heart, and she has helped make our community better in so many ways. So today, my friend, as you are recognized as one of Orange County's Businesswomen of the Year, know that we are all applauding you. Please join me in congratulating Rebecca Hall, founder of Idea Hall. Congratulations, Rebecca. We couldn't be prouder of you.
Wow. That's especially meaning to me coming from Annette. We've built such a beautiful friendship. So thank you, Richard. Thank you, and the Business Journal. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I think I've been nominated 20 times. And it's a privilege every single year to just be in the room with so much amazing talent and leadership and opportunity and possibility. Every single one of you here deserves an applaud. Oops, let's not move the mic. Thank you. I thought being prepared with a speech might jinx me, so I just want to say a few things. I want to thank my family, my husband, my daughter, who support me so much in all that I do and all of the things I want to do in boards and leadership that are, obviously way above and beyond the job, right? I also want to thank my team members, the current ones, the past ones, 22 years of business. I've had the opportunity to work with so many wonderful people who've inspired me along the way. And I'm sure there's so many more people that I want to thank and I'll think of when I sit down. I'm looking at so many friends and clients out here. Thank you for just being here to support all the women, but you inspire me every single day. So thank you. This is really meaningful. I appreciate it.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Lisa Westaver, and I have the pleasure of presenting and representing Fifth Third Bank and my amazing colleagues here today. Before I begin, I want to say something to Annette. She puts her head up. I adore you. If you want a seventh child, I'm more than happy to take that on. One more, right? Nobody notices. It's an honor to be here today, celebrating the remarkable women who are shaping the future of business in Orange County, and I'm truly proud to stand here amongst you. As a member of Fifth Third Bank, we're proud to support the Women in Business event and to stand alongside the Orange County Business Journal in recognizing women who are not only leading, but redefining what leadership looks like. I do want to give a special thanks to Richard and my dear friend Carol Fox, wherever she's at, somewhere in the room, who have been great supporters of Fifth Third since we launched in California 8 years ago, and what a ride it has been. Now, some very exciting news, which you may have read in the press. We're thrilled to share that Fifth Third and Comerica Bank have signed an agreement to merge, creating the 9th largest bank in the nation, which will provide us with a significantly expanded footprint and team. This merger marks an exciting new chapter for our organization, one that will allow us to have greater reach, resources, and commitment in California, and hopefully billboards up and down the 405, so just so everybody can see them. So let's keep the momentum going, because it's my absolute pleasure to introduce one of today's extraordinary honorees. So one of my favorite quotes is by Dolly Parton, and my son did say if I could get Dolly Parton's name in this, that he'll take me out for ice cream tonight, so double scoop for me at Handel's. Her quote is, "Find out who you are and do it on purpose." And this honoree has certainly done that. So she began her career in the high-stake worlds of investment banking at Goldman Sachs, sharpened her strategic edge at McKinsey, and went on to launch one of Starbucks' most iconic products, the Blonde Roast, transforming the company's identity and generating billions in value. She's led M&A for a $30 billion global industrial giant, helped split it into 2 powerhouse public companies, and later orchestrated the sale of a major home services brand. But she didn't stop there. In 2023, she co-founded a company right here in Orange County that's turning the smart home industry on its head. In just 16 months, she's raised $35 million in venture funding, acquired 15 companies, franchised 10 territories, and built a team of over 300 employees across 20 locations, all while offering equity and full benefits to every employee, from the C-suite to the technicians in the field. She's the first woman to grace the cover of CE Pro, was named one of the 40 women to watch in her industry, and is already being recognized as a force in the future of connected living. We are lucky enough that she calls Orange County her home. So please join me in celebrating this year's Women in Business honoree, Hagan Kappler, co-founder and CEO of Daisy.
Thank you so much. I'm so appreciative, and especially to Lisa, who has really embraced me in the community. And I moved here 6 years ago, had a different job at another location, and it's just been wonderful through Lisa to get to know this wonderful community and get to attend on stage events like this. So thank you so much. And thanks to the Orange County Business Journal. I'm really appreciative that I got to hear you speak, Annette, and I'm really appreciative of City of Hope. My co-founder, Deon Pearson, received a life-saving bone marrow transplant on May 21st. He received not only amazing care, but he also had the patience of the nurses because he took a lot of calls from his room there during the 2 or 3 month recovery in his hospital gown. He now says because of the transplant, he's 21 again, and certainly he's had the energy and giving me a tough time right as soon as he got back to the office. He's here today, and I'm so grateful to have my best friend. So when he surprised me by attending today, because don't tell Annette his doctors, because he's slightly immunocompromised still, but I asked him, what made you decide to come? This is so nice and such a risk. He said, because Annette's speaking. So he always keeps me very humble. We started Daisy together 2 years ago, and as Lisa said, now we're at over 20 locations. We did 17 acquisitions. We've got a pipeline of about 20 other companies behind us, ready to start across the country to help you with all of your connected home needs. We install AV equipment, we install speakers, lighting, shades, security systems, control systems. We named it Daisy because I felt like women were being left out a lot out of the purchasing decision, given that we make up at least half of the usage in homes. And so Deon really humored me by allowing us to name it that, this kind of very feminine name. And since then, we have not only a woman CEO, but we have women who are creating wonderful HR programs for our branches, marketing programs. We're the fastest growing company in the space. And so thanks to all the women for making that happen, because I truly believe that if we start to think about women, not only as our team members and suppliers and vendors, but really think about what's happening from a consumer perspective, really amazing things can happen, and I think Daisy is living proof of that. So anyway, thank you so much. This is really wonderful, and thanks especially to Deon for being here, and for Annette for saving the life of my best friend.
Sorry, lost track of the alternation there. That was me. Thank you, Lisa. Good afternoon. I'm Libby Baer, Regional Sales Executive for PNC here in Orange County. It's exciting to be back at this event, see so many familiar faces along with new leaders, and being honored for their achievement in business. From tech to finance and healthcare, education, and every industry in between, this year is a milestone moment as we recognize a dynamic cohort of women. Congratulations to all the nominees. Great entrepreneurs and business leaders drive this economy forward. They create jobs, generate tax revenue, and contribute to the broader economic growth of our country. Their impact is far-reaching, shaping not only the business community, but also the daily lives of people who work and live here. At PNC, we're very proud to support these businesses that strengthen our communities we serve. As members of the community ourselves, our children go to school here, we raise our families here, we see firsthand the vital role businesses play in shaping Orange County's future. Today, we celebrate a business leader whose impact has shaped both industry and a community. For more than 3 decades, she's been a driving force in the pharmaceutical and supplement industries, well before it became a $6 trillion global movement. Her work has always been more about business growth. It's been about empowering people to live healthier, more fulfilled lives. While the world often sees the glossy side of wellness like celebrity endorsements and social media trends, she's been a steady force behind the scenes, leading with purpose in manufacturing, finance, and strategic operations. Her sharp analytical mind and deep industry insight have not only advanced innovation, but also created new levels of efficiency focus that continue to propel her business, her company's success, to a $100 million business with over 500 employees. And her influence doesn't stop in the office. Her leadership extends into the community where she supports organizations like Sea Scouts and Wounded Warriors, with initiatives that change lives and strengthen the fabric of Orange County. So it's no surprise that her contributions have been recognized beyond the boardroom. It's no surprise at all. Earlier this year, Angels Baseball honored her as a business angel, celebrating her achievements before a stadium full of the community she has served and uplifted. Today, we celebrate a visionary leader whose success is measured not just in profits, but in positive change she's sparked in people's lives. It's my great honor to introduce our next award winner, Ricardo of MeriCal.
I'm stunned, absolutely stunned. I got to keep it together here. It's been years and years. I'm much older than y'all that have won previous awards, so thank you for the geriatric appreciation. You know, I have been through this industry for such a long time, and I can tell you the one thing I've learned is that even when your lifeline, being a single parent raising 4 kids, is on the line, integrity pulls through. So I've had to make a lot of very difficult decisions, and knowing I was probably walking away from an income, making those decisions, being able to sleep, you know, without a lot of craziness going on in my head, get up in the morning and know that I was looking myself in the mirror and doing the right thing, has bled through, and everything always works out for the best. So with that, I'd like to thank Orange County Business Journal, of course, PNC, of course, my friends at Wells Fargo. Across the board, I couldn't do this without a team. We've been very blessed this year to come into a very big turnaround opportunity, which is my adrenaline, being an adrenaline junkie. That's what I love. It gets me up every morning. But to turn around a business in 2 years takes a really broad team. So I appreciate my team that's here supporting us. I couldn't do without my controller, my right arm. I couldn't do without my spouse. I love you dearly. So I just want to thank everyone, and women, just keep charging forward. That's all I can say is, someone gave me one little nugget that I thought about, and I live by it every day. And they said, what is your one objective? Because every year there's got to be one thing that sticks out in your mind that you want to achieve. And I said, you know, I want to turn this company into something that's magnificent. So this was a year ago. I said, this next year, being 2025, I want to at least bring in $10 million at the bottom line. And the following year, 25 million. And the guy kind of looked at me and said, probably thinking other things, but he said, that's a pretty big thought process there, considering you lost money last year. And I said, well, that's my goal. If I achieve nothing else, that's what I want to get to. And he said, let me give you this piece of advice. If anything comes across your desk that doesn't directly impact that goal, ignore it. Don't answer the email, don't respond, ignore it. And that's what I live by today. For all the little noise, the crows, as you say, all that little noise just distracts you from your one important goal. And this year we will have exceeded that $10 million goal, and next year we're focused on that $25 million. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. So it was worth meeting you and you giving me that look.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Melissa Wong, and I lead business development for Wells Fargo's commercial banking office in Orange County. We are just 16 days away from Halloween and a little over a month from Thanksgiving, and it's a season that reminds us to pause and reflect on what we're grateful for. And today, I'm especially thankful for this room full of incredible women. Some of you I get to work with every day, and others I admire from afar, but each of you has shaped my journey in ways that go far beyond business. Many women in this room have become mentors, collaborators, and friends. Fun fact, it was at this very event last year that I met somebody I never expected to meet. Her name is Whitney Kumar, and she is the court reporter from one of my favorite TV shows, Judge Judy. Yes, the TV show, Judge Judy, she's still on. And after getting over my initial feelings of being starstruck, we had a very meaningful exchange about purpose, her business, and the power of women showing up for each other. It was through our conversation that I discovered she is the founder and CEO of a court reporting business headquartered right here in our backyard. That moment reminded me why this event matters. It's about authentic connections, shared inspiration, and discovering the amazing people and businesses that make up our community. Which I think is the perfect segue for our next winner. Each year, the Women in Business Award recognizes a leader whose work has not only elevated their organization, but has profoundly impacted lives across our community. This year's honoree is a force in healthcare innovation, strategic growth, and compassionate leadership. She helped lead a $1.5 billion expansion that brought one of the nation's most advanced cancer research and treatment networks to Orange County. Under her guidance, more than 37,000 patients have received care, many of whom previously had to leave the region for treatment. Her work directly addressed a critical need in the 6th largest county in the US, where cancer rates are projected to increase by 18%. She also helped forge a partnership that now allows nearly 800,000 CalOptima members to access life-saving cancer care. And later this year, she will help open Orange County's only cancer specialty hospital, a milestone that will redefine access to world-class treatment. She is a mentor, strategist, and native of this community, and someone whose leadership is not just driven by expertise, but by heart. Please join me in congratulating the 2025 Women in Business Award winner, Annette Morgan, Chief Operating Officer for City of Hope, Orange County.
I think all of us have come up here and said, like, wow. It's a big room. It's a big room full of incredible women, supported by incredible men, including my husband. So shout out to all those men who help us women soar like eagles. Yeah. We don't do it on our own. We can, but we appreciate the wind beneath our wings. And Melissa, thank you so much for that introduction. It's interesting to kind of reflect and pause when you hear these things of what's happened over the last couple of years, which, Annette, thank you for the invite to really join the team and help drive a vision forward, a drive of bringing advanced cancer care and research closer to home for thousands. In just a couple of weeks, we will be opening Orange County's first cancer specialty hospital. I know you heard about it, but I want to recognize all the hands that are going into it. So everybody at this table, the couple hundreds of folks who are back in the hospital in scrubs, running around, getting under tables and cabinets, making sure everything is stocked. It takes a city, and I cannot be more proud to be part of that city. So we can't wait to open our doors. We have worked as hard and as fast as we can to make sure patients have the care that they need locally, so that you don't have to do that long drive to Duarte, and we can take care of you here in your own backyard. Also, shout out to my mom. It's not every day you get to be a grown-ass woman getting an award. But Mom, I just want this as like evidence that, you know, those crazy teen years, sneaking out of the windows to go to parties, she did instill in me the value of an education, and I am so grateful that you did that, because it does lead to great things. I think part of those of us who are in this room, we all have our own personalities, our own character. We have to find our own paths. And, you know, I just hope you do it with a style that fits you. Keep soaring, keep being that eagle, and let's go keep kicking ass out there in the community and doing good things for Orange County. Thank you so much.
Wow, so after 30 some odd years of these, they keep getting better. Great. Oh. There's a bonus award. Thank you, Tiffany.
All right, thank you guys. For the final award of the evening, I get the honor of presenting the JPMorgan Chase Women on the Move Award. For those of you that don't know, Women on the Move is an internal initiative within Chase where we give a path to our female employees to learn and develop and grow in their careers. And it's also something that we do to proudly support women-led businesses and celebrate those who lead with vision, purpose, and heart. We open doors for others, but we are truly inspired by women who boldly step through those doors and bring others along with them. I want to say that it has been such a pleasure being a part of this every year, and to all of you that I got to meet during this process and the interview process, there are so many incredible, amazing women in this room, and I am so proud of each and every one of you. But I'm gonna just go ahead and spit out who it is, because I can't even explain their business without you guys knowing who they are. This year we want to recognize not one, but true extraordinary partners who really touched our hearts. Meghan, Clem, and Katie Webb. They are the co-founders of Intertwined Events and Rad Camp, also known as Rising Above Disabilities. Katie and Meghan founded Intertwined in 2009, combining their deep expertise in hospitality, event planning, and marketing, and their shared vision was to build a business that not only delivered unforgettable memories from luxury weddings to corporate retreats, but also reflected their values of creativity, excellence, and giving back to the community. Through the success of Intertwined, and this is what really touched our hearts, in 2014, Katie and Meghan also launched Rad Camp, Rising Above Disabilities. It's a nonprofit that was born from their personal commitment to inclusion and service to meet the needs of kids and adults with disabilities, offering week-long summer camps right here in Orange County. For Katie, this is especially close to her heart, as her family includes 2 adopted sons with special needs and a husband who volunteers at Rad Camp as well. Rad Camp provides joyful, inclusive experiences for children and adults with developmental disabilities. opening doors to friendship, fun, and belonging in a world where children with critical needs face barriers. It's a place where every camper is celebrated for their strengths and where their families can find support and respite and community. Their entire staff, all of their employees on the for-profit side of their business is female, and they are such visionary leaders, and a portion of their proceeds from every event that they plan goes into supporting their nonprofit. Katie and Meghan's partnership is truly intertwined through their shared passion for uplifting others across our community and beyond. Their leadership, compassion, and commitment for exemplifying the spirit of this ward really shows how business success can fuel meaningful change. So please join me in welcoming Katie, Webb, and Meghan, Clem.
I am so much shorter than Brenda. Holy, what? You guys are incredible. This is incredible. But what's more incredible is that we get to be in a community. We could not do what we do without so many of you out here who have supported us, who have supported Rad Camp, who believed in a dream where parents could receive respite and campers could be the absolute rock stars that they are, and our volunteer youth could come in and say, oh, I now know what matters most. Our team that's here today, all of our directors, you guys are badass. Like, thank you for what you do every single day, and thank you to every woman in this room. You are equally as badass and are inspiring us. Thank you to JPMorgan for being such amazing partners. Thank you to the OCBJ. Like, this is wild.
I think, Annette, you led with do the work that matters. And I know when we go to work every day, we love getting to do weddings. We love getting to do nonprofit events and galas. City of Hope, we do galas.
Always closing. I'm so
always
proud of
selling,
you.
always selling. Beyond just getting to do all this amazing thing for our clients, the work that actually matters is what we get to do at Rad Camp. As Brenda mentioned, I do have 2 little boys with special needs, and unfortunately, the world does not see our community and my kids like we do. And to go to work every day and to know that we are making an impact on the special needs community is such a privilege, and we will do it until the day we die. So thank you so much for the honor, but it is not ours, it is our team's, and it is those with special needs because they make the world go round. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right. There's a little bit of everything here today. And that's part of my standard remarks to say, yeah, we've recognized some extraordinary people, but that's the good news. The better news is that there are so many people we had to overlook, and that couldn't have been brought home any greater than Rebecca's acknowledgement. You may have thought she was joking, maybe she was, but I think she was serious that this is her 20th time. So no one lose heart. Okay, now is my chance to express my appreciation for Annette's fabulous messaging to us today, and I'd like to ask you to step back up to receive a token of our appreciation. when I stepped up too quickly, and I said, "Oh yeah, that's right. There's one more." She says, "No, there's two more." Well, that's the second one. Also, I'd like to thank the Surf and Sand Hotel for making Annette's staycation possible. That's what's in the envelope. And of course, let me thank the team at the Business Journal. One of the sponsors was good enough to already recognize Carol Fox, so I'll continue and recognize Tiffany Bonando, who stepped up and told me, sit back down, there's one more to go. Ellie Torres, Andy Kalinowski, Amanda Dang, Summer Bowles, Mia Lories, Anushka Bryson, Bobby Dorman, Kim Lopez, Corinne Decker. I'd also like to ask all the award winners to come over to the side here for photographs at the end of the program. And finally, there's a program at everyone's place. If you want to look at the back page of your program, if there's an orange dot on your program, those beautiful flowers at your table are yours to take home. Thank you all for coming. Hope to see you again next year.